I want to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude for your time and emotional investment in this story. My only hope is that its raw honesty resonates with you as we navigate the tangled web of trust, betrayal, and resilience together. When my wife, Emily, left for what she described as a work seminar, I hardly gave it a second thought. As a corporate coach, she was constantly flying to different cities, meeting clients, and attending professional events. My trust in her was absolute. She kissed me softly before leaving, suitcase in hand, promising to check in every night. But her calls felt different, brief, vague, and filled with excuses about late dinners with colleagues. A quiet unease stirred within me, though I brushed it aside, scolding myself for overthinking. 5 days later, Emily returned. She seemed almost transformed, radiant, glowing as if she had just returned from a spa retreat instead of a grueling work trip. Her complexion was brighter, her smile dazzling, her energy strangely renewed. She pulled me into a warm embrace, her kiss unusually eager, and spoke at length about the seminar's success. Still, in the days that followed, my suspicions deepened. Small changes crept into her behavior. She guarded her phone, always placing it face down. She started going to the gym more often, buying new clothes, and even wearing perfume while working from home. These details piled up in my mind like warning signs, but I kept my silence, convincing myself that if something was truly wrong, the truth would eventually reveal itself. And it did, though in a way I never could have imagined. 2 weeks after her return, Emily began complaining about feeling unwell. She mentioned nausea, exhaustion, and even half-joked that she must have caught something at the seminar. I urged her to see a doctor, and to my surprise, she agreed, though she dismissed it as nothing more than stress. When she came back from her appointment, her nervousness was obvious, but she remained tight-lipped. A few days later, an envelope arrived in the mail, her medical results. Emily was out, and curiosity gnawed at me until I finally opened it. I expected something minor. What I found instead froze me to the core. The report revealed she had contracted an STD. My chest tightened. My stomach sank. My wife, who had supposedly gone to a professional seminar, had come home with far more than just memories. That evening, when Emily walked in still wearing that dazzling smile, I was already sitting at the kitchen table with the results spread out in front of me. The moment her eyes fell on the paper, the color drained from her face. "Where did that come from?" she stammered. My hands trembled, but my voice remained steady. "It came in the mail. Do you want to explain?" Her excuses tumbled out chaotically, ridiculous claims about unsanitary hotel facilities or contaminated food. I didn't believe a word, and when her lies collapsed under their own weight, she broke down. Tears streamed down her face as the truth poured out. The seminar had been a lie. She had spent the weekend with a man she'd been secretly seeing for months. The sting of betrayal hit me harder than anything I'd ever felt. Emily clutched at me, pleading, swearing it had been a mistake, insisting she still loved me. But how does one come back from something like this? It wasn't just the affair, it was the calculated deception, the carefully constructed facade, and the reckless disregard for my health and trust. I sat silently, staring at the woman I once trusted with my life, now reduced to desperate promises and hollow apologies. That night, I packed a suitcase. Emily followed me from room to room, crying, begging, swearing she would change. But my decision was final. I told her plainly, I could not stay married to someone who had betrayed me so deeply and endangered me without a second thought. Her sobs echoed behind me as I closed the door and walked away. Months have passed since that night. Piece by piece, I've rebuilt my life. Emily has reached out countless times, offering apologies and asking for another chance, but I have never looked back. The memory of her radiant return, followed by the devastating truth that unraveled everything, still lingers. If there's one lesson I've learned, it's this: a smiling face can sometimes hide the darkest truths. Thank you, dear readers, for walking with me through this painful but necessary journey. May it serve as a reminder of both the fragility and resilience of trust.